Hey guys, just wanted to talk to you about this argument that Mark Wahlberg and Dr. Oz were having online. I guess they were kind of throwing shots back and forth on Instagram, the subject being intermittent fasting. And what's interesting about it is that, Dr. Oz is a proponent of intermittent fasting. I mean, he's really kind of pushes it. He feels like he's stronger and better doing that kind of diet. I mean, intermittent fasting is becoming very, very popular. Even some of the people that I know have kind of went towards that route. Mark Wahlberg kind of went hard in the paint with Dr. Oz, basically calling him out, challenging him to lifting competitions, basically saying he'll eat like a burger before they they compete. So, I mean, I don't think there's any kind of question on who's going to win those lifting competitions. Dr. Oz doesn't look like a bodybuilder, a weightlifter, but he seems like a healthy guy. So the question is, like, who's right? Is it better to do intermittent fasting, or is it better to eat several times during the day? Well, it kind of depends on what your goals are. So, I mean, it always kind of comes down to that anyway. But if your goal is to, like, longevity, if you're worried about health, longevity, there is some studies out that say that eating less food would better benefit you health wise. There's some studies where constantly eating is can be linked to some other diseases and things of that nature. Again, I mean, how legitimate are these studies? You have one study that shows one thing, another study that shows something else. But I have seen and heard people say that they feel a little better at intermittent fasting. Now, again, when you don't eat for a long period of time, I mean, one thing that happens is you don't feel as bloated because your stomach isn't digesting anything. So you're constantly feeling lighter on your feet, things of that nature. You feel a little better that way. So, that definitely could be the case. However, is it like anything that's substantial there? I mean, just being not bloated, is that worth not eating for some of these people don't eat like 18 hours. I mean, that's a long time to fast. One problem is if your intent is to grow muscular wise, or to perform better in an athletic sense, or to be honest with you, even look better from just a physical, more like chiseled, ripped sense, it's better to eat multiple times a day. So instead of one time, a heavier meal, and fasting for the rest of the time, it's better to split whatever nutrition you have within that meal into multiple times. And here's the reason. So we have fat storage, we have like sugar gets stored, fat gets stored. One thing that we do not store is protein. So the time that you're fasting, you're not receiving any protein, because the protein that you ate from the meal before is not going to last you that long. Protein gets absorbed, and then whatever is not needed at that moment, you pee it out. So, but your body still craves the amino acids. It needs it to regrow and go through its processes and things of that nature. So when you don't give it protein on a regular basis, what happens is it pulls that protein from the muscle that you have in your body currently. So it breaks it down and then takes those amino acids for the processes that it needs. So if your goal is to look better, perform better, have more, muscle on your body, or become more developed physically, fasting is not the way to go. Plus, generally speaking, unless you're waking up and eating, you're already fasting. At least if you're getting like a recommended 8 hours sleep, you're at least fasting for 8 hours, at least. And some people don't eat immediately when they wake up, and they don't eat a couple hours before they go to bed. So you could be potentially fasting 10 to 12 hours. So that's plenty. You don't need to, you don't need to do any more than that if those are your goals. But again, I mean, if it makes you feel better, if intermittent fasting works better with your lifestyle, I think Dr. Oz was saying something like he's stronger. He's not. He might be kind of feeling the effects of working out, getting the blood pump, but statistically, people that do intermittent fasting are not stronger. So your strength kind of declines because you have to eat. You need that protein. Less muscle doesn't equate more strength. It just doesn't happen. So so yeah, guys, that's the thing. And then again, why I throw in looking better is because well, I'll hit that up on the next video. But thanks, guys, for listening in. And always remember who the real enemy is.